Hello, just wanted to have a quick look at this solar panel I got today. So a little unboxing, not endorsed by them in any way whatsoever. I'm not going to try and pronounce the company name, but I like their little slogan, bring sunshine to Trave. What does Trave mean? Is it a word? I'm not sure. Let me actually look that up. I mean, I'm slightly dyslexic, so forgive me if you're all shouting it's definitely not a word. A quick search online shows that the Trave is a river in Germany. So obviously it's a dark river without much sunshine because this company wants to bring sunshine to Trave. Brilliant. Good for the Germans. Perfect place for me to try this panel out, possibly on the banks of the Trave. Wonderful. It's approximately 124 kilometres long. Yes. Trave Monday. Okay, well, learn something new every day. So what's inside this box? Let's have a look. I'll talk a little bit more about the specs once we've opened it up, but here we go. We have got a rather nice fabric solar charger. It's got some kind of iron-on transfers there, brilliant. Oh, it's nice, a zip. Okay, well we'll see what happens with that in a moment. We have got micro USB to standard USB, standard kind of phone charge cable. Oh, and some, what do you call these, car binders. Some kind of clips here. You might use these in climbing. I don't think I'd be putting my life on the line for these. They feel like they're aluminium. I doubt they're strong enough. I believe they're called car binders. I'll have to double check that as well. And what else do we have? We have a user manual. What does the user manual contain? English, Dutch, Francais, Espanol and Italiano. Oh, and of course our little pouch of salt. No, this is of course silica gel that just keeps the moisture out. Do not eat. Throw that away. Okay, it says it's FCC. Apparently it's got the CE, it's got the Roche. It can be recycled, but you can't put it in a bin. So thanks for that. Brilliant. Right, what does it tell us? Thank you for choosing this product. Before using the product, please read this manual carefully. Tap into the sun's radiance and power up your gadgets with freedom. Okie dokie. It is apparently a 1x25 watt foldable dual charger. It has 4 hooks, they're referring to those clips. And our specifications are 5 volts DC, 4 amps max. Great. Well, this is what I'm looking for. So the plan is to charge some battery banks so that they can be used later as and when needed. There's German. I'm not even going to try Vielen Dank für... No, I can't read German. It's never very good at German or French at school. There we go. So pretty box standard manual, cardboard box, nothing else to see there, get rid of that. That's the most I usually go into reading a manual there. Anyone who's watched any of my other videos, they do tell me I should read the manuals more often, but who's got time for that? So these clips are quite nice. I don't think I'm going to use them with my solar panel, so they're probably just going to go and hang up with all the wiring stuff I've got. And if anyone's interested, that's where all the wiring stuff's kept up there. All sorts of stuff up there. Oh dear, I didn't refocus my camera. Oh well, hopefully you can see what's going on. Right, let's have a quick look at in here. What does it say? Well, it says set in direct sunlight to ensure the best performance, and we have got a little sunshine happy face, cloudy not so happy, and we've got some rain coming down and he's pretty unhappy. He or she is unhappy. We've got some sort of technology, built-in smart IC for USB. It can quickly identify the current of your equipment and speed up the charge process. Now again, like my last video, I'm not going to take that apart to see what's in it. I'm going to use this. So I'm just going to trust it works. What I'll probably do is next time there's direct sunlight about, I will plug in some monitors. I'll try and get some current readings off it and let you know. But we'll have an investigation. It's currently dark outside, so nothing too exciting to comment about right now. So we've got a nice little magnetic catch here. We open that up, and here we have some panels. So we have 1 panel, 2 panel, 3 panel, and hopefully you can see it, 4 panels. Very nice. Apparently, I'll have to double check this. It says 25 watts in the manual, doesn't it? Let's get the manual back from the bin. 25 watts. I'm just going to compare it to what I actually thought I bought. So if you are looking to buy one of these yourself, they are titled as a 25 watt portable folding dual port solar panel battery charger power bank USB hot. That is what they're listed as. It is listed as it says in the manual, so it does say 25 watts. It does look exactly as it does in the picture, so I have got the correct part here. And imagine these kind of hooks that were provided were actually to go in here and allow you to hook this onto something, maybe something outside in the wind or on your backpack. As I say, as it's dark, I haven't got the ability to test the output of this. In a minute I might put a really bright halogen light over it and see what we get out of it. But I'm just going to have a kind of a guesstimate at how many watts this panel might be, if it's actually on for 25 watts. So let's do that now. I will need to go and find another solar cell that I have somewhere. So these are some other solar cells that I've got from your favourite online retailers. They are these kind of new semi-flexible. I say semi-flexible because they do flex, yeah, but if you're not careful with them they still smash, okay, they will break. On the back they've got the anode and the cathode, the positive and the negative connectors on the one side, which is not common on standard silicon wafer cells. They normally have one connection on the front and one on the back. But the way that these are connected, your kind of positives, your anodes come down in little strips this way, your cathode or your negative connections go in little strips this way, next to each other interwoven. So if you do smash it, or it does crack, you still have contacts to all parts of the panel. So actually, them in the broken state, they should still generate voltage and current. Now I'm guessing that, I don't know if you can see the kind of outline on this panel around there, that this cell basically seems to be the same size. Now these cells, they are a few pound each. I think they are supposed to be 21.8% efficient, which is amongst the highest commercially available efficiency at the moment. Each one produces about 0.6 of a volt. I think they're rated quite high at about, 5.8 amps or something like that in direct sunlight. Do the maths on that. Let me do the maths. 0.6 times 5. Actually says 5.83. Let's go here, and that should come up with a number of 3.49 watts. So each one of these is capable of putting about 3.5 watts. Let's be generous, 3.5 watts and round it up. So that's 3.5 watts. How many of these have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of those. We're getting a calculation there of around about 28 watts. Actually, looking at these panels, now obviously I believe that these panels have been sliced up to give you 5 volts. But then overall the wattage should be the same, because wattage is volts times amps. If we've got 5 volts there, the number of amps coming out, we've got 5 times 5, 25. Okay, so seems about right. So fingers crossed, on a good day, this panel, broad direct sunlight, should give us around about 25 watts. They've actually underestimated at 25 watts because I'm making it 28 watts. So they're giving us a little bit extra there, which is always nice. And of course, even when the sun is not directly out or it's slightly cloudy, we should be able to get a couple of amps, an amp out of it at 5 volts, which would be enough to charge normal electronics and your mobile phones fairly slowly. So this is looking quite promising, really, as far as power output goes. So let's put that one away. I'm not going to do too much information on this. I'll do an extra video if anyone wants that on these particular panels. So what we'll do in here, I will, you can see there's 2 USB ports in there. I don't know whether they are connected in parallel or individually. We've got this rather nice little pouch here. There's actually some elastic straps in there that will allow you to kind of sit your devices in there, which is quite nice. You can just zip them up and leave them out of sight. Hopefully they won't overheat and catch on fire. I don't think that will happen, but if it does, it does. So we can plug that in. It looks like there's a little LED in there that should come on when there's enough power being provided. And well, let's see what happens. I have a nice halogen light here. Obviously I don't think LEDs are going to put out anywhere near enough power. And there it goes, it started charging actually. So it did seem to have started charging. Yeah. Are we charging? Yeah, we've got the blue light. I've got the red light on inside there. That's alright, isn't it? Charging. If I get the light just right on it, it does start to charge. It does like to have all of the panels in light, and it does like to have this halogen quite close to it. It's kind of pulsing on between on and off of charging as I move this about. Fantastic. So it's a real panel, that's always a good start. It does produce some power. Now what I was hoping to do is actually put a USB extension lead in there and run a little USB power monitor off it, but I don't seem to be able to find a USB extension cable at the moment out of all of those cables there. So I think I'm going to have to leave this video here for the moment, and what I'll do is when the sunlight is out and I'm getting a nice bit of direct sun, we'll actually do some more power testing on that. I have just noticed something. So when I said that they were overestimating and they were being friendly, they're not, because one of those panels up there is this size. The other one down there is actually missing a slither. There's actually kind of, this looks like it's been sliced into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits. And then the next one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits. So it's not quite 2 whole panels along there. So it's probably closer to spot on 25 watts. Good. It wasn't cheap, okay? I did buy this with my hard-earned money here. It was about £40, I think, for 25 watts, which is by anyone's standard quite expensive per watt. You know, you can get that well under £1 per watt. And I do believe it is. These are, although they're not actually flexible, they're not rigid. You know, there is a bit of give to them. They're not going to smash, and actually the product is pretty well stitched together. I'm just looking here, can't really see any bad stitching. That feels pretty robust. Folds together really nicely. That one goes over there, that one closes, and then we go. The plan is to have this power bank in there. This is a 5 volt 10,000 milliamp power bank, 37 watts. If you're wondering what this rather interestingly glued on bit here is, well, the original USB port it came with was one of the older, I forget what they call them, is it a Starlay or one of the older type micro USBs. I actually wanted the newer micro USB that I typically have on my mobile phone now, so I could use the same lead to charge it. So I did actually 3D print a little corner cap cut in there, hacked into the back of the board. I was going to fill that up, haven't got around to it yet, but essentially I've managed to put the more modern type micro USB socket on there. Another little thing that is quite valuable or quite useful is these little sprung extension leads. Okay, this one's got 3 types of connector on it, the older one that I was just referring to, the newer one that we've probably all got now, and a iPod, iPhone if you happen to have one of those. So this will charge all types of, you know, Samsung, Motorola, all of those devices. So it's quite useful. The plan is probably to have that plugged in, and then pop that one inside there, which fits quite nicely in there. Yeah, it does. And then to have that one plugged in to the output, if it will fit. No, it won't fit, so I will have to use one of these smaller cables. I'll use this one, which is about the same. It's got a couple of different connectors on the back of it, and it'll be quite useful to keep that one in there plugged in. And now if I go away anywhere and I don't actually need to charge my phone or my sat nav or anything at that time, I can leave that out in the window, hanging up on a tent, anything like that, collecting the energy from the sun, and then use it later at night when I need to charge things. So hopefully that's going to come in useful this summer when we go travelling the country.